I have some concerns about our world, government, and everything going on right now with these earthquakes all over the world. I mean, we're talking like Mexico, Japan, Australia, Chile, and so on. And then you got dead fish washing up in California on the coast. I don't know if any of you heard about the Devil's Triangle. And if you look at the three tsunamis, they're from Chile to Australia and so on, creates a triangle. If you go up from the middle of it, it goes straight to like California, Vancouver. So I take it that we're next. Me and a friend were speaking not all that long ago, and he brought something to my attention which I was aware of, but I never actually did it out on paper myself, as much as I'm interested in all this stuff. And this is what came out. Check this out. I think it's a cause for concern. You see the math going on here? Now, you might look at the 2 years, 2001 and 2011, and want to add the two twos in there to equal 4, but this is a code, and you have to know what to do and when to do it, and we will not be adding the two twos as a 4. It will stay like this. So it's 12 December 21st, 2012. 9/11/2001 is the New York 9/11 disaster. Underneath it, the date of the Japan tsunami disaster. Is this not a cause for concern? Coincidence? I don't think so. I don't personally believe in coincidence. Let's move on to this part. You got the New York disaster. Okay. And then New York 9/11, that disaster is the marker that you use with every other disaster date to bring out more disaster dates. So we have a new date, which would be May 31st, 2011. Now, I took the BP oil spill date and put it against the 9/11 New York date. So, May 31st, 2011, there will be another disaster. Actually, 10 days before that is spoken of in the Bible for May 21st. That is a significant time for the Bible and us in humanity. However, the Gregorian calendar, since then, is off by so many days. So I am guessing that this is the actual date for us. And if we move along here, we have other disasters here. So we take New York 9/11 and we put it against the 1989 World Series earthquake. Okay. You see that? And the date comes out. What's the date? The date is 02/28/2011 with those. See that? And what happened on that date? So when I took the New York 9/11 date and put it against the World Series earthquake in 1989, the mathematical code that come out with this was 02/28/2011. On that date, NASA filmed a massive solar eruption. of the sun. Also that day, airstrike in Libya to pressure Gaddafi, Ohio floods, and the Russian spirals appear in the sky. Although the spirals are appearing all over the world, but it's pretty interesting. And then I take the New York date and the Australia tsunami, and out comes with that code 11/11/2012. So I'm guessing on that day we better get to the continent that won't be going down and get to safety or whatnot, or get in one of those many bunkers that the U.S. government is spending all this money on. No wonder there's a government shutdown about to happen. Where'd all that money go, huh? Come on, think about it. Stop believing the media. The government owns the media. And then there's another curious date here. I took the Chile tsunami date, put it against the New York 9/11 date. Out came 11/16/2011. So there will also be another disaster on that day. Pretty interesting stuff. But I would say the most curious is the New York 9/11 date. Right there. Okay. And out comes the 12th month, which is December 21st, 2012. Now that is quite interesting that you just happen to put those two together and that comes out. Now you need to know numerology and a few other things. If the two middle numbers for any other dates that you want to put together add up to over 31, well then take these two numbers and subtract one from the other instead, the lower one from the bigger one, and then that'll give you the accurate date. It's not always adding them, it is sometimes subtracting them, and if the number goes over 31 or there's just too many days for the month, then you're gonna automatically know to subtract it. I mean, this is how this type of code works. Okay, I mean, this is no coincidence that this 2012 date came out like this. Okay, I mean, it's also the date of the Mayan calendars, the Jewish, the I Ching, many more. So I mean, what are we gonna do about it, really? And then you take the Puerto Rico earthquake and put it against the 9/11 incident, and you get 05/16/2012. So it's just another date for another disaster. I have a feeling that the New York date here. Let's see, can I get it on there clearly? New York against the BP oil spill date, which is May 31st, 2011. I think that is the date for a Vancouver, California major disaster of some kind. It could be a tsunami, an earthquake, or whatever the hell the Bible says is going to happen that day. And whatever the Bible says is going to happen that day, it could be on a world scale. I personally don't think it will be on a world scale, but I do for some reason think Vancouver is going to get hit hard that day. And what exactly, I don't know, but I'm trying to figure that out. I'm sure this video is going to be removed because of the government or whatever, because you know they don't want you to know this bullshit, right? Anyways, so now that you guys have seen that, whatever you do for any disaster, you put it against the 9/11 disaster date, because those Twin Towers are the markers for the code, for every code. And I mean, when you're adding up random disaster dates to the 9/11 dates, you're getting very specific dates in the code at the end of doing your math that are significant dates in the world for people and humanity, the world even. I mean, the solar flare, the solar eruption is not a good thing if you've seen the movie Knowing. And speaking of the movie Knowing, which came out 1 year before the BP oil spill, Nicolas Cage was sitting down in the movie in his living room watching TV, and what was on TV? The BP oil spill. And that movie came out 1 year before the oil spill. Someone want to tell me what the hell is going on?